We'll talk a little Aztec football as we're joined by senior superstar quarterback Ryan Lindley from San Diego State. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I can't complain right here. Ryan, as watching these preseason games get kicking off for the NFL, I'm noticing, obviously, you should probably know as well, Andy Dalton playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Being that he was a Mountain West guy, do you pay attention to any of these quarterbacks out of the Mountain West, kind of see how they do once they go into the NFL?
Yeah, for sure. I think I definitely, last night I woke up this morning, I checked out to make sure and see the Cardinals box score, see what DeMarco did, and you kind of do. You check out your own guys first, and you kind of check out guys you played with, and Andy's a guy I got to know over the 4 years that he was here, and definitely you look out for those guys. I mean, you have pride in your school, and you also have a little bit of pride in your conference.
Does that do anything for you as far as confidence-wise, seeing Andy Dalton getting onto the field or seeing guys that you've played with or played against getting onto the field and excelling? Does that do anything for you, feeling confident, making your move to the next level?
For sure. I mean, I think ourselves in this building, I think at Aztec football, we know and we believe that our conference is one of the elite conferences in the nation, and it's just it's reassuring, I guess, to see guys can succeed on that level. See a Jerry Hughes get drafted in the first round and see things like that happen. So it's always good to see that guys are moving on and doing bigger and better things.
And you're talking about the wide receivers. You want to watch and see what Vincent Brown does, and then obviously see what DeMarco does. But when you look at your team right now, obviously you lost those two guys to the NFL, and then you lost a couple of wide receivers to some injuries. You'll have them out for the rest of the year. But does your mindset change? Do you become more of a leader? Do you become more aggressive? Do you change anything in your style?
I mean, I think you gotta kind of show a little bit of a leadership role. I mean, there's also Coach McDaniel's a great coach, and he's going to have those guys ready in the receiver room. But at the same time, you got to get in their ear a little bit, during practice and kind of let them know how things need to get done. And hopefully they kind of looked at DeMarco and VJ and kind of saw an example of that. But at the same time, it's a little different. It's a little different situation than we've been in before. And
how close to ready do you think you guys are right now?
I think at the beginning of camp, it's always a process, but we're working, and they're getting better, and that's something positive, and that's something good to look at. But it's going to be a growing process. I'm excited about the way they're growing. We got a ton of talent, and it's just going to be a matter of kind of honing it down and getting consistent.
Talking to senior quarterback Ryan Lindley out of San Diego State, the Aztec leader. Ryan, if someone asked you, describe to me the years here at San Diego State. You've had a bunch of head coaches. You've had a bunch of offensive coordinators. Some guys would have looked to a transfer. You stayed the course. You stuck with it. Describe your years at San Diego State as you head into the sunset of that year, of those careers.
It's been a blessing. That's probably the one word that can describe it. It's been there's no regrets at all. I mean, I love San Diego to death, and I love San Diego State. I'm glad to be an Aztec for life, and it's been an awesome ride. I think it's kind of I don't know if I'd want to be the guy at Auburn going 12-0 every year. I think it's something. Losing is not something you want to do, but it sure does build character, and I feel like that's what it's done for me and in my career here. But we plan on winning from here on out.
How much does it hurt that you don't have BYU on the schedule?
I think we want to get another crack at those guys, considering what happened last year. But it is what it is. Maybe in the future I'll be able to kind of spectate on an Aztec Cougar game.
Let me flip backwards for a split second. I was talking about how you obviously went through a number of different coaches, a number of different offensive coordinators, but you never transferred, you never left, you stayed the course. Did that ever even enter your mind to say, man, I might want to go somewhere else and start all over again?
No, I mean that's not really the way I was brought up. I'm a loyal guy, man of my word, and I'm never gonna jet on anything like that. I'm not gonna quit on something when I made a commitment to it, and that's part of the reason when I thought about with everything that went down last year and questions came up. But I was going to finish what I started, and I came here to make a 4-year commitment of playing football, and that's what I'm here to do.
Do you feel like that makes you even more prepared to deal with the NFL, the fact that you've seen a number of different offenses and been able to grasp them all?
I think so. I think it'll help a little bit, especially considering the kind of offense we've run the last couple of years and how that kind of connects to the pro game. But I think it's something a lot of guys have to deal with. I think we've done a great job of kind of adapting and getting ready coach to coach.
Talking to Ryan Lindley, senior quarterback for your San Diego State Aztecs as they take on this 2011 season upcoming. But Ryan, obviously, I'm sure you watched it just this past weekend. You've seen Marshall Faulk, a fellow Aztec, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I don't know how much you've ever dealt with Marshall, if you've ever met him, but what does that do for you as far as confidence or just bravado to see one of your guys get into the Hall of Fame?
It's great, and Marshall's a good guy. He's been around. He's come around the last couple of years, and it's always good to see. You want to see he's the first Aztec to get in the Hall of Fame, and kind of similar to the other things. It's good to get that national recognition, and just the fact that he acknowledges it too. I mean, he's a proud Aztec, and we love to have him around. And hopefully in the years to come there'll be a couple more in there.
And, one thing we were talking about, I remember Josh and I were talking maybe 2 weeks ago with Kirk Morrison, another former Aztec. We were talking to Kirk about, with all this athletic talent that you get in San Diego, there's a San Diego area. It's an absolute hotbed for recruiting. What's it going to take for the Aztecs to truly get to the top and stay on the top where you can make a run like the Boise States and the TCUs? What do you think it's going to take, just from this moment on for the Aztecs to really get to that point and then stay there?
I think it's all about consistency. Discipline is something we kind of pride ourselves on, and we'll continue to be a disciplined team. And I think, it's going to come. As long as we continue to win, we'll get some bigger, better guys. And I think you'll continue to see some of these guys stick around, stay at home. We've already seen that with some guys like Deshaun Hardwick, Sam Marriott's on the team right now that just came in as freshmen. And I think that'll just grow as the years go on.
And obviously, like we said, you've been through a whole bunch of different coaches and offensive coordinators. What's it like right now dealing with Coach Lubbock? What's his offense like? Is it more sophisticated? Is it dialed down from the stuff you used to? What's his offense like as he implements it to the team?
It's pretty similar, but I think it's just something you adapt with, and you kind of use what you have. You kind of just want to get your skill players the ball, let them make plays. And I think that's really something he works on, and he really is a great offensive mind to just dial things up and get our guys the ball.
And what about Coach Long? Is he more of an open door policy type of coach? Is he closed off? How do you feel about Coach Long and his style?
He's definitely open door. I mean, it's wide open, and he's a guy that you can level with. He's going to level with you, and you love to play for him when a guy that he's truthful and he's real with you like that.
And then one more time, Ryan, give it to us. I know last time we spoke to you, you gave us a few wide receivers to look out for, but I kind of have to keep looking at the roster to remind myself because it's going to be guys that we really don't know. But I mean, I know the tight end, Gavin Escobar. I know he'll be a stud, and obviously Hillman, he'll be a stud. But tell us about these wide receivers once again. What should we be looking for this upcoming season?
I mean, Dylan Benzo is going to be a guy. Ezel Ruffin's guy is also stepping up, and our guy that just came over from cornerback position is Colin Lockett, and he's going to be a strong player for us.
Well, those cornerbacks that usually can't catch. That's why they're corners. Can he catch?
He can catch. He's on the right side of the ball now.
And what do you think about as far as the offensive distribution run to pass? I think you guys were pretty balanced last year, although you got after it through the air. What do you think the balance will be as far as run to pass for this upcoming season?
We'll try to stay around 50-50. I mean, we got a strong game in both of those areas, and we'll try to just whatever works that week and whatever scoring us points.
Ryan Lindley, senior quarterback for San Diego State Aztecs. First game, September 3rd against Cal Poly. Should be a blowout. I'll call it right now, Ryan. We have to have blowouts early so we can hit the ground running and take on these big teams and really start knocking them out. Know what I'm saying?
All right, well, we'll go out there and play Aztec football.
No doubt. Aztecs football should be good enough for a couple wins. We're looking forward to it. Ryan, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.